I'm going to take a breath because I need to take a breath. The energy is just so beautiful and it's so yummy and gushy. And, you know, I love Taurus energy, man. It's just very natural. It's just very grounded. It's just, you know, it's definitely those vibes. So, number one, there's a lot of things that I'm going to speak today that don't make me uncomfortable. They're just very heavy in a completely different way. So for those of you that have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the hearts that are open, I invite you to take a few breaths here and listen to these beautiful words that came through as they are spoken. So, first and foremost, I'm going to read to you this first part that came through really early this morning. Beloved children of the infinite breath, you were never abandoned, you were never forgotten, you are woven into the heartbeat of creation. Today, I pour new oil upon your heads. I anoint you, not for striving, but for becoming. You are the threshold generation, the bridge between what was and what will be. Therefore, walk boldly, even as the road might be a mist. Speak kindly, even when the world forgets kindness. Build faithfully, even when the stones seem heavy. For I am with you in every breath. I am the strength rising inside your weariness. I am the vision clearing behind your tears. Fear nothing, doubt nothing, forget nothing of who you are. You are my living sanctuaries, my walking prayers, my bright rivers in the dry land. Hold one another gently, speak hope into broken places, forgive faster, bless more wildly. For you do not build alone, my hands are building with you. What you are building will outlast empires. Rise now, beloved ones. Your time is not coming. Your time is already here. And then as we moved in, that was received early, 6 a.m. And so there was also, that was a mantra or affirmation that was given to me in translation. Sometimes you have to understand that when I hear these things, they come in different languages. So I have to then transcribe them is the best way to say that. All right. So here is the mantra. And if you want to record this, I would, or you can find it later on YouTube. All right. I am woven into the heartbeat of creation. I build with light. I rise in sacred timing. I trust that I am never alone. And that was the activation mantra for that. All right. That was given to me as well. So here we go. This is way deeper and this is kind of ooey gooey. So I just want you to know, and I don't mean ooey gooey like in a nice way. I mean ooey gooey as in, ooh, that's some sticky shit. And you can see what the divine is speaking through and talking about here in just moments. First and foremost, there was a proverb that was given to me before I got to sit with you here in these moments. And the proverb was 29:12. And I was like, that one didn't ring a bell to me. But then when I looked it up, Proverb 29:12 speaks about if those that are, I'm going to speak it to you really quickly for those that need to know. Let me get back to it real quick. So I apologize here because it was deep. It talks about the wicked. All right. And it talks about here. 29:12, which states, if a ruler listens to lies, all his officials become wicked. Warns against the danger of corruption in leadership. It heightens that when leaders prioritize falsehood and deceit, the consequences are widespread corruption among their staff, ultimately undermining the nation's integrity. I'm going to read that again. Proverbs 29:12, which is what led into this here in just a minute. If a ruler listens to lies, all his officials become wicked. It warns against the dangers of corruption in leadership. It highlights that leaders prioritize falsehood and deceit, and the consequences are widespread corruption among their staff, ultimately undermining the nation's integrity. All right. Now, you can look at that in a multitude of different ways, multitude of different plays, whether you want to take that into a political pathway, whether you want to take that into a spiritual pathway, which is the way that I like to go, but also at the same time, you can look at the big show that's going on, okay? And you can see why that's relevant. And then this is, yeah, it's the elephant is what was just said to me. So yeah, you can see why it's relevant and why it's been the elephant, right? So here we go. Beloved, the time has come for the eternal flame to open new paths and new doors. You can't go back anymore. Let the distractions that separate you from me fall to the floor. For those that choose to stay will remain the same, and those that move will fall into their sacred groove. You have nothing more left to prove. You have been renewed. Those that choose to remain the same within their brain that causes the stain will eventually fall to the floor in surrenderance once more. Removing the spiritual violence has left behind so many in the cycle once more. The only truth that remains is the voice within the flame. And that was in relation to Proverbs 29:12. So, as we move forward here into the next shift here as what we are going to dive into today. Mandatory. Okay. All right. Okay, so right now there's a lot that is within the heart space that I'm being shown. So some of you are really fighting with what you've always known versus what is being shown. Some of you some of you are moving from home, and some of you are fully grown, is what was just said to me. Some of you spend too much time on the phone. Others of you feel like you have something to prove. These are all the things that are being removed. If you choose to wear the shoes, know truly what you're choosing to do. The eternal flame is what will remain, which is in each and every single one of those that choose to rise above what is being shown versus what is new. If anything is a distraction that separates you, those things are what you need to refrain from. Okay? That is where a lot of you are in a place of feeling like you have something to prove, or there is the comparison shoe, is what they're telling me here. So those things that are just naturally falling away, you might be in a place of just saying, take it away, because anything that separates you from the next day is what is not going to be allowed to play. Many of you have chosen to wear the shoe, but not knowing what to do. This is for all of those that are falling through the cracks in those ways, because you try to reflect back, but in new pathways, you can't use old ways because those things don't match the vibration from within anymore. So a lot of you have hit this door because you're trying to rise above certain circumstances, but at the same time the situation and relevance is here. It's a projection within here, and it's a projection of fear. Now that can be shown in so many deep contexts, in so many deep ways within the subconscious brain. Okay, some of you are still living in shame within your brain, and that is why it's been bringing you disdain in certain patterns and pathways. It's like this silence within yourself, that you've hit this doorway, but it's because you've placed yourself up on the shelf. Like, you put yourself aside, but you've also come from a place that you hide because you just don't know what to do. And this is the process of returning back to you. So when you are asking for some type of breakthrough, this is where you need to internally turn to you to figure out why that breakthrough hasn't fallen upon you. It's some type of mindset and heart's intent mismatch vibration that is in present tense. there's like, there's a lot of knocking at the door. So whether this is you knocking at the door or whether this is somebody on the other side of your door trying to get your attention, it's within your own reflection. There's many things that are being met with hesitation. And those things you need to just greet with this openness of awareness of the expression of what the energy is showing you that's going on in relevance to you. You are freeing yourself from the bondage of thyself so that you know that you are true within what it is that you're here to do. Your flame has changed. So what I mean by that is they show me this big, bright, beautiful orange and red flame, but now it's turning to purple, which gives me the vibration of course, the purple violet flame, Saint Germain, the royalty, the ascended master flame. So this is what you're trying to reach to for those that it's relevant to you. Others of you, you're sitting in that vibration and you know not what to do with that vibration. Others of you are in this call to action where you're trying to bring something physically through for manifestation to be poured upon and over you. But yet you sit in stagnation with preservation, thinking that you don't need to move, when it's you that needs to move to make that physical representation and that embodiment come through each and every one of you. Test after test after test, you thought you knew what was best, until you put yourself aside to be moved out of the way and you could no longer hide, to allow the vibration of what the divine truly was inside. It's as if you are in this energy of, but yet there is a piece of you that is trying to reach to the centers above, but yet there is a block within the progress of the perception of how you connect to that vibration in relevance to you. And there are many that think that they are connecting through and through, but yet they truly are not, because they know not what they do. And so therefore there is a difference in the vibration that is coming through your door. Many of you are in silence and surrenderance once more. This is so you can be in that energy of born and this renewal and this progress of this new wave and this new energy at play with a new mindset. You are the becoming. Just as Yeshua was, just as in those physical vibrations as Mary was. And so therefore, in that present tense energy, it was not Jesus Christ, it was Jesus of the Christ, becoming of the Christ. And so you are in the same vibration of becoming of the Christ. And so when you ask for these things to be revealed to you and you ask to wear the shoes and then this happens, that happens in relevance to you, just remember you've asked for a seat at the table. So then therefore, when your life starts to become a fable and is no longer truly authentic at the door, remember what you asked for and what your obedience was for integrity and more. There are many that choose to walk through the door, but not many that truly choose to wear the shoes. Many things are going to be relevant to you in the experience that you choose to vibrate through in these next months that are upon you. Everything is a distraction, and if it needs to be removed so that you move out of the way so the creator and the divine can have their vibration through you to do X, Y, and Z, then you have to understand what you are fully surrendering to. Many of you have caused your own affliction because of things that you said you would do. Those are promises that you've broken to you. So therefore you are in bondage of thyself, not in freedom. because your soul remembers those things that were once told that are so very old. But then it doesn't vibrate the same way. So you are learning many different ways to move through the spiritual pathways that ensue upon you. Everything is an experience that you choose to do. Everything is an experience that you choose to see in relevance to you. But many of you feel like you have something to prove. The only thing you have to prove is something to you. So stop the comparison and stop the jealousy and remove the envy upon you. For each of you is unique in the own experience, in the own vibration that you choose to have the experience and relevance to the connection to the divine within you, within this bridge of this lifetime. There's no need to compare. There's no need to be jealous. For those of you that are jealous in relevance, know that it is something broken within you that needs to be pulled through and needs to be healed through. For those of you that compare yourself to others through and through, understand the vibration in which is missing inside of you. There is not one of you that is not whole in this experience. Are pieces lost because they need to be resurrected within you because of things that have happened to you, and there are emotions in place in which you need deliverance from? Yes, because that emotional vibration is no longer where you come from. And that is what keeps you attached and in stagnation. Removing the emotional frequency that does not vibrate in the relevance to the Christ has been a lifetime of remembrance of how to and what to do and which pathway to choose. Lighting the eternal flame inside of you has brought many disdain. But it's only because you have chosen to come back to you, which is the highest form of vibration that you can choose to do. And even if you do not understand with the ears, your soul will hear too. And that is the awakening call inside of you to create that thing, to do that thing. But yet you allow it to cause you disdain because you think you have to figure everything out or how to do that thing. When you've learned by now that in the receiving energy, it will show up for you somehow. To each of your experience in relevance to you. It's all truly vibrating through you, for you, in this new energy. But yet, please don't feel like you have anything to prove, because then you will lose. A lot of you are wearing new shoes. And this is not a physical vibration that they're bringing through me. This is a spiritual vibration of you're wearing new shoes, new pathways, new energies, a new way of feeling, a new way of seeing things. And this is the vibration that is relevant to you, that's going to bring those pathways and new opportunities to you that are going to be relevant for you to be the vesicle of the divine coming through. There are many of you that were lost, and it came at much, and many of a cost. Because of the vibration of disdain from religion to context, to religion to context, to what it was that was trying to be employed upon you versus what was naturally vibrating through you. And there were many different pathways that you chose to move through, but yet the vibration always called back home to you. For you were no longer lost. You were never abandoned, but you were in a place of disconnectedness from disdain of the way that you felt about things. So then therefore that energy had to vibrate in your existence to teach you more. Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate you as that energy has completely pulled back. So thank you for allowing me to be your vesicle, your messenger today, and vibrate with you in those ways. So there, now from the peanut gallery, because now the peanut gallery is talking a lot now to me about unionship. So this is a different channel. This is a different frequency. So we're hitting things at a different angle now, and you can feel the difference in the vibration. But when we talk about the peanut gallery, we know who the peanut gallery is. So they're talking about unionship. They're talking about unionship within oneself. Oh, let's go. It changed to rainbow probably a long time ago. They changed the light to rainbow. I'm sure many of you saw the light change. But they're talking about unionship within oneself, right? Deliverance from the game, deliverance from the way that you used to play the game, the deliverance the way that the game used to play with you, the way that the devil energy would reside upon you and from outside lines is what they're saying to me, pulling through. Okay, many of you have received new energies, new guides, and this is because of the frequency inside. Your birth guide will always remain the same. But most of the time, when we talk about, we'll go from two places, right? We'll go from a very spiritual place and we'll come from a shamanic practice, okay, at the same time, because it's very relevant. So a lot of times when you move to new levels of frequency, new awarenesses, new way of seeing things, there will be new energies that come to you to work with you, okay? And at the same time, in spiritual context, these can show up, of course, as archangels, ascended masters, so on and so forth. At the same time, from a shamanic practice, your totem animals that reside between the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart don't always remain the same. They will change depending upon the auric field, depending upon the way that you see things, depending upon the way you feel. In the sacral chakra, root, and solar, most of the time those are very rooted, grounded, and they'll stay the same when you have spirit guide, spirit animal representation. So a lot of you have received or are in a vibration or a connection with new energies, okay? Now,